Hey there, and welcome to Goddess on the Rise. I am your host, Sarah Berg, and this podcast is all about empowering women, living in your truth, loving your body as it is, in your journey to self-love. You can find this podcast to be real, raw, authentic, and truth. So buckle up, girlfriend, because we are going for a ride.
Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Goddess on the Rise. We have a special guest today, Miss Kayla. And Kayla and me met actually over on Facebook land. Somehow one of us sent each other a friend request and the rest is pretty much history. Like we're not so close, but we're getting closer, and it's just such a great relationship to have with her. She's a breath of fresh air. She breeze positivity, self-love, body positivity, and just watching her journey like unfold has been beautiful. So Miss Kayla, you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for filling my cup this early this morning.
Oh my gosh, it is very early.
It's okay. I'm pounding down the coffee. Well, my name is Kayla, and I have been on this wild journey for a while. I have, for the last 5 years, I've been on this journey of finding myself. Lots of bumps in the road, different turns throughout these last couple of years, and I have I found myself, I was with a network marketing company since 2015, and I just recently left in January. And I built that network marketing company very successfully, and it just wasn't in my soul anymore. It was nothing that my heart is with that company forever. They helped me in so many ways, showed me so many things about myself that I didn't even know existed, but I knew that it was time for me to, step out and do something more. Especially, I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, soon to be 7 and 4. So my hands are full. We homeschool. So, and we actually homeschool, like we got our own curriculum going on and stuff like that. And my husband was switching gears. He had transitioned out of the military last year, and then we live in Washington State, so he was becoming Washington State Patrol. So there was a lot of things shifting in my life last year, a lot, and rolling into this year as well. And then of course this year. So, this year as a whole, it's like a black hole. I don't know what's going on.
Crazy.
We just recently moved, and so I'm loving my extremely small town life, and we literally just have one stoplight. There's no fast food. The only fast food in my town is a Subway. Yeah.
Yes, that could be like a good thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I love it. I told my husband that I was living my Gilmore Girls dream life.
Oh, don't say it. I'm so jealous.
I was like, oh my gosh, we could literally walk the streets. Like we walked down to the farmer's market on Saturday. It's just this tiny little town.
So beautiful.
It's so cute.
Oh, I bet it's going to be beautiful during Christmas time too.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm like going to be like basicing out right now, because I said we moved at like the perfect time, because it's like fall and this town is like surrounded by farmland, and like we're surrounded by cute stuff, and I'm like fall and Christmas, and I'm like, oh my God, I love it all.
It's gonna be so awesome. I'm very jealous. That's so cool though. Yeah, I miss Washington so much. Are you like on the peninsula? Are
So
you more inland?
I am down by the ocean.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm like 30 minutes from the capital, Olympia. So I'm 30 minutes from there downwards. So like I'm on the 30 minutes from the coast, like, and then probably like an hour and a half from Portland.
Oh,
So if
wow.
it kind of gives you a visual. So like kind of like the lower part of Washington.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's beautiful area too. Like I remember driving along the Olympia. We drove over there a couple times and we never stayed long enough. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous area.
I love it. It's now we're, diving into the doom and gloom. But I love it. I do love the rain.
Oh man, that's the part I hated. I was like, I haven't seen the sun in like 64 days. Like, I can't do this.
I know. My husband and I got, we haven't used it yet, but we've heard good things of like red light therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're going to start trying that. Not that it helps with like vitamin D, but it does help with like new cell growth. And so that also generates energy.
Yeah.
So we're going to start trying that.
That's awesome. There was a lot of tanning salons there when I was in Oak Harbor, and they offered red light therapy, and I went in and did it all the time. I did that in the infrared sauna because I just needed something to like warm me up and feel better. And it always did it. It always did it. So it was good. It was good. So I'm sure you'll love it.
Infrared sauna. I'll have to look into that too. That sounds amazing.
Oh, it really was amazing. I always felt so good afterwards. So the reason why we have Miss Kayla on today is because it was about when you pivoted, right, that you started making the journals. Is that right?
Yes. So, I dabble in quite a bit, but
you really do. Like, I think that is, oh my gosh, you're like just so amazing because first of all, you have 2 kids that you're homeschooling, and then you have like literally 500 other things. And I'm like, how in the world? I like have 2 things and I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. I need to take something off my plate. So kudos to you because you run it pretty smoothly. Like I can't lie. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your journals and, even if you want to go into about Kindred Sisters too, because I mean, that is just something that, I mean, you recently told me about, and I had the pleasure of like speaking on your big event, and it was just awesome. So
yeah, I'm really excited for all these things that are happening. I know that you are big on it, but boundaries. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect at all, but I still boundaries are huge, especially with social media connected to my hand in my phone. And being at home with my kids. So I do try to find balance on different days and to make sure that I'm being present for my children most of the day. Like, there are times when I'm like, you go do your thing. I got to go do this. So like right now, they woke up super early and I was like, okay, let me make breakfast for you. You stay out here. I'm going in here. And I'm lucky now that they're old enough to understand mommy's on a call, you go do your thing. But anyway, so when I slowly left my MLM, my network marketing company, in January, and then I officially kind of stepped away in March. And that's really was because I just wasn't in my heart anymore. And then also I had to take Aurora out of kindergarten. So she was home with us. Mm-hmm. So that was like a huge readjustment again, because that's when the quarantine started here for us in March it was like March 15th or something like that. But I knew that I wanted to build something up that was mine, that was me, that was I created, even if it took me forever to build, it didn't matter because I did it. And that's really what kind of, drove me to create the journals. And then a few other things that I'll talk about. But journaling was my outlet, and for probably for the last year and a half. Journaling helps me in so many ways with my anxiety, which I really didn't even know I had anxiety until probably 2 years ago, or right after. Yeah, it was probably about 2 years ago, because I really didn't really feel like I understood what was going on until like my youngest was 2, and I had like postpartum anxiety. Like it's different from depression, because I was like on edge like all the time, and I was never an anxious person. And my husband and I have been together since we were 16. So, and I'm 31, so we've been together for 14 years. Yeah. So, 2006. We've been together since 2006. So, and he's like, what's going on? What's going on with you? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. And a lot of personal growth and reading and listening and surrounding myself with people who I wanted to have the kind of mindset that they had. And then I found journaling. And I mean, I wasn't a writer. Like, I didn't know. And I know most people are like, how do you journal? I don't even know how to journal. What is that? I don't even know what I'm writing. And, journal prompts are amazing. And it really helped me figure out helped me figure out like, girl, you're good. Like, it's okay. Like, you can feel this way, and we can work through the day. And so I created the Dear Me, Love Me journals. It is a 10 journal series. I recently just made an adjustment. So it's a 10 journal series. And the volume 1 is just the beginner, and getting you started and getting you that journaling muscle. And then volumes 2 and 3 are about mindset, how to shift your mindset. And then in the next 2 is about body love, accepting your body as it is. If you want to change it, cool. If you don't, cool. If you want to just, you can be healthy but still be the same weight that you are, and you can exercise, and you can eat, and you can eat what you want. And I know you're really big on that, Sarah. And then the next 2 is, about soul, like your soul searching. Who are you? How do you find who you are? How do you know your likes? You know what I mean? What do you actually like? I think that this is such a huge thing in our society, where we're surrounded by influence all the time. But how do you separate yourself and from what this influencer or somebody else is saying? Do you actually like that, or are you just being influenced by that? And I'm not saying being influenced is a bad thing, but really allowing yourself to sit down and be like, okay, what does Kayla like? What does Kayla dislike? What kind of music do I actually like to listen to? What kind of things do I like to eat? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's super important to have that. And then the last 2 are about like spiritual growth. So like manifesting, connecting with your dreams, connecting with how to envision those dreams, how to see yourself there. And I think that's a really big part of any type of journey. And that's why that one is last, is to really allowing yourself to see where you want to be and seeing yourself there. Because sometimes when you're growing, well, I know not sometimes, always, when you are growing, it is hard to see the quote unquote end game, of either if you're, trying to lose weight, or maybe you're trying to get your degree in something, or you're growing a business, or maybe you're creating a flash fashion blog. Like, you need to see yourself already as that person, and then everything else will come forth to you. So that's my whole, and the biggest thing around these journals is it's all action. It's an action-oriented journal with a reflection at the end. So self-love is 90% action, 10% feeling. And if you can create action in your life, then you're going to create change for your mind, for your body, for your soul, and for your spirit.
That is so beautiful. I love that. I love that so much. That's awesome. What made you like want to make these journals? Like, what was it that we were like, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do?
Well, I started writing like a prompted journal, like a daily prompt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is so boring. Even though I've used prompted journals all the time and I love them. And my girlfriend, Brittany, who's my co-founder of Break the Hustle,
Mm-hmm.
I was messaging her because she had helped me create the journal and bind them and everything like that, and make the graphics and everything for the journal. And I was like, I wrote out this entire journal and I was like, what do you think? And then I sent it to her and I was like, don't even look at it. No, like I can't. So I spent like over a month or so writing the first one. And I was like, nope, I can't. I got to redo this. This isn't right. And so I was inspired by, have you ever seen those like Wreck This Journal?
No.
Have you ever seen those? Okay, so I saw them once in Target and I was like, that's such a cool concept. And it's not really journaling. It's more of like, their pages are hilarious. Some of them are pretty hilarious where it's like, go take this page and rub it on your car, like rub the dirt from your car on it, and like stick your piece of gum on this page. Like it's just really ridiculous. And I was like, I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, what if I adapted that to an actually the self-love aspect? And I was like, okay. And so that's kind of where that all kind of started. And here we are. So we're like on volume 5. So we are finishing up 6, 7, 8. And then I'll have a one last final piece journal to kind of like round it all off.
That's awesome. And are your journals available for purchase now or as they come out?
So they are, we're recently making a shift. So if you go to, my Instagram is happy as is, and my link is on there for the Dear Me, Love Me journals page. And you can buy them individually as they come out. We do have, they will all be in a bundle as well. So they'll be like the mindset bundle, body bundle, soul bundle, spirit bundle, and you can get those as well as they come out. So we're making a shift on the techie back stuff. So like not all of them are out there on my website for individual sale, but they will be very soon, hopefully by the middle of next month. So
that's so exciting. Like so many big things coming for you. That's really cool. So that I feel like you did a really good job of explaining all that. And you sent me one of the journals and my gosh, it just was so helpful to have those prompts. I think that journaling can be really like intimidating at first, especially when you're like, well, what am I supposed to write? But when you have the right prompts, it kind of just, it flows, And the first couple times, you're kind of flexing that muscle that you haven't used in a long time or whatever the case may be. And so it can feel a little awkward or weird writing down, your feelings.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're not used to it.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing like a morning habit every single morning for like the last 2 weeks, and it's made me feel, really good and just like had a really good morning routine of doing that. And, journaling just kind of flows out of me when I start that. So it's nice.
Morning
it's really
routines.
good.
Yeah. Morning routines are so important. They really,
I couldn't agree more.
Really are.
When I get off of my morning routine, I'm just like, what am I even supposed to do with my life now? I don't know.
You feel off. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's so weird. Anyways, so that is something that's really, really exciting. So they can follow you over on Instagram at happy as is. And then tell us a little bit more about what you got going on. You have so many other projects that you've been starting and something amazing just launched. And
yes. Oh my gosh. So, so 2 things, well, 3 things, many things, I guess. I kind of mentioned that I co-founded something called Break the Hustle. And it's something that just kind of happened. And we actually just recently launched our first podcast, myself and Brittany Davis. We are helping, our goal is to help women stop the grind in their businesses, and allow them to live a life that thrives. And the concept behind that is just really showing and helping and giving tips and everything on how to have boundaries from your life and your business, and how to move along your day while you have a thriving business. And so we just launched our podcast, and so like I mentioned before about Break the Hustle, it's something that just kind of happened, which is crazy. I didn't really ever think like I would be redoing something like this again. During my network marketing company, I was helping women build their businesses, and basically I'm just doing the same way on just a different scale, and with co-founding it with my girlfriend Brittany Davis. And we just recently launched our first podcast, which I'm super excited about. Break the Hustle. You can find it on all the things. And also, if you go to my Instagram, Happy As Is, my link tree, everything that I'm talking about today, you can find all the links, all the things on there.
That's awesome.
I was like trying to keep myself as organized as possible. But our goal with Break the Hustle is to help women brand themselves authentically, market themselves authentically, and to Break the Hustle is we want to help women build their businesses authentically, brand themselves authentically, be their full live selves, and being real and raw, and having a life. What's the point of building a business if you're taking so much time away from the things you love, the people you love? Yeah. What you would want to do with your life. There's no, yes, 100% we will make sacrifices. Maybe you have to give up certain things, going out on certain days, or, watching TV, certain times, or something to that nature. I mean, there's always something to be given up when you're building something, but you don't have to give it all up. And I think it's such this misconception about building a business that you have to be like on, grind, like all the time. And it's not, it's exhausting. You are human, and it is important to know that not everyone thinks that way. Cool if that's how you want to run your business, but I expect burnout. I expect you not wanting to continue your business because you resent it, because you were pushing yourself for too long. So anyway, we've come together, and we're like a yin and yang. We always call each other brain twins. So we're brain twins. Like we can be, I feel like we're in each other's minds, and we mesh really well. Brittany is really about the tech stuff, helping you build your website, how you can do that, how you can do all of the tech side, graphic design, all that kind of stuff. And then on my side is more along the lines of how to build your community, how to brand yourself as you, and how to do that authentically while keeping the right mindset. So you can guys go check out our podcast. We're having tips on there about our business, and our about businesses, and how to do that, and on our Instagram as well. So that's super exciting.
So much stuff, and I think that's really, really exciting. You have so much going on, and you seem to really respect your boundaries and handle it in such a beautiful way. And so, yeah, definitely follow Miss Kayla at Happy As Is on Instagram. And before we wrap it up a little bit, I want to ask you, what is one piece of advice that you would give someone who's struggling with self-love or body positivity, or just really accepting themselves?
One piece of advice is really allow yourself to give yourself some grace. You are not who you may think you are. I think we are so hard on ourselves, especially women. And you have this idea of yourself, and because it's just you're spending time with yourself. You're not seeing the outsider's perspective.
Right.
And I really feel like if you're ready to change yourself and you're like, enough is enough, I want to love myself wholly, allow yourself to sit with yourself. And I know that I already had kind of talked about that, but really sit with yourself silently and really feel how you want to feel. And allow yourself to feel how you're feeling now. And I think that is something I feel like is the best advice that I could give, because I know our feelings can be pushed aside. Right. Oh, don't worry, like you're beautiful, like you're or you're so amazing and all this stuff, but really you have to feel that. Someone can tell you that, you could tell yourself, you could say affirmations, but if you're not feeling that, then game over. Like, you have to sit with yourself and sit with your feelings. So allow yourself to feel your current feelings and allow yourself to feel how you want to feel.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate you, especially in your busyness of life right now.
Yes.
Hopefully things will calm down a little bit for you as you kind of find your groove starting all this amazingness. So
absolutely. Yeah, and if anybody ever wants to check out Sarah's little blip of Kindred Sisters, she spoke so wonderfully. Yes, it was an incredible self-love talk. We're showcasing them all throughout the month on our Kindred Sisters page, which is my other charity event. So
yeah, that is so awesome.
Yeah,
they can definitely check that out, because you can actually, if you have a few minutes, do you have a few minutes? Do you want to talk about Kindred Sisters real quick?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about Kindred Sisters, before we wrap it up, because that was something that you had randomly told me about. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I need to know more. And then eventually I ended up talking on one of your big events, and it was so awesome. So yeah, share a little bit more about that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just had to say I was so moved and inspired by Sarah during her self-love talk at one of our Kindred Sisters Girls Weekend for Charity. You are amazing, and I hope you know that. Like, you are just such an amazing soul, and every person who comes in contact with you, I know, will be leaving feeling a little bit different about themselves. So Kindred Sisters, I know I have like so many things going on, but Kindred Sisters, but what's funny is, like, someone told me, they're like, oh my gosh, your life exhausts me. And I'm like, dude, but I don't feel like I'm that busy. Like, everything has just like a piece of my soul and is like meant to be here.
Yeah.
But Kindred Sisters, I started with my girlfriend, Hannah Tolliver. And if we get a little woo-woo here for a second, like, we have only known each other for like maybe a year and a half. And I swear we were sisters in a past life. Like, no joke. Like, I don't know if you've ever had that feeling where it's like you talk and connect with someone and instantly you like, we've had this conversation before, we've been here before together. And that's how I felt with her. Like, we were sisters or friends or something in a past life, and we just have this like instant, it was like love at first sight, but like for a friend, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the feeling and connection, if I could describe it. And hence the name Kindred Sisters, so like kindred souls, but we are sisters. And our goal is to bring other soul sisters together, empower women by empowering women, and we host virtual girls weekends. And we started it because of COVID. Everyone, and myself and Hannah, just felt so alone. And I was like, I need people. I need to see faces. Like, I can't I'm a very social person, and I just needed to see people. And I'm like, let's like host an event together. And they were like, okay, let's donate everything to charity. And so that's kind of how it started. We created our very first virtual girls weekend, and then we donated everything to Girls Inc. And that is it's a nonprofit organization that helps homeless or girls who are struggling in their atmosphere. And so that's kind of like where it started. And so we've had a couple events. The last event that we just had was with Sarah had spoke on, and we donated everything, 100% profit, to our rescue to help fight human trafficking. And it was so beautiful. And we are in the works of creating our own charity right now, where I'm super excited about it, and we're still working out the kinks, so I can't really say what it is yet, but our goal is to allow you to come into something, feel empowered, and then have an impact. Be impacted while you're impacting somebody else. And the girls' weekends they're fun. We get on a Zoom. They're all recorded, and there's different types of sessions happening, from Reiki healing to self-love talks to, we did a burlesque class once, we did a water painting class, and everything, all the sessions are less than 30 minutes. And we're having one in November, and I'm super excited we're talking about plants, because I know, I'm so excited because I kill plants. I killed bamboo once. And you can't even kill bamboo, I guess. And I killed bamboo, and I was like, let's talk plants here.
I have my lavender plant sitting in my sink because I'm like, well, it's dead, so I might as well just harvest it. I've been trying to bring it back to life for 2 weeks, and I'm like, we just got to let the dead things go.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I feel. One of my really good friends, I call her Plant Princess on the low key. I'm like, you're my plant princess, because she's like, I told her that her house looked like the Rainforest Cafe, and I'm like, you just
such good vibes. I bet you feel so calm when you walk in there.
I know. It's like, I'm like, you need some elephants and gorillas in the background in the corner, we're at the rainforest. But we're gonna have we're talking about plants. We're talking about we're gonna have a life coach on. We're gonna have someone who's gonna be talking about manifesting. We're gonna do movement meditation, which is amazing. And then I'm gonna host a craft. Normally I talk about journaling. Yeah. And we do a journal prompt with me, but if you guys go check me out on Instagram, you can see some of my art that I've been doing too.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And I thought, are you selling it or what? Because I need the DL here.
Yeah, I am selling. First, okay, because I'm doing so many things, right? I needed something that kept my hands busy, so I wasn't on my phone, and I was still present with myself. Yeah. So I started this art just for myself. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, look at my art. This was a couple months ago, and people were going crazy over it, and I was like, what's happening? I never thought of myself as artistic in that way. Oh my so gosh. I have some canvas embroidered art that I focus most of the time around body images with different, and it's fun. It's fun that way. But I have some super exciting fall pieces that I'm excited for too.
I saw in your stories where you're like, I got new paint, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what's to come.
That's so fun. I'm so excited. But yeah, I do sell, and if anyone, I just sold my first commission pieces. And so if you guys go see it, or if Sarah, if you're something that you want, we can just talk. And
I definitely want something, because I was like, oh my God, that'd be so beautiful in my office. So that's awesome. Have a little piece from Kayla.
Yeah, give a little piece of my heart.
So exciting. Well, yeah, anyways, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, like telling us about all the things that you have going on, all the beautiful missions and the journals. I just think it's such a great way to, really start connecting with yourself. And,
Yeah.
There's plenty of ways to do that with you. So that's so cool. Yeah.
I
Thank you for
appreciate you so
sharing.
much.
Of
No, I
course.
thank you.
Of course, absolutely. And if you are looking to find Kayla, you can find her on Instagram at happy as is. And then your other Instagrams are Kindred Sisters, right?
Yeah, and if you guys just go to Happy As Is, that's like my hub. If you go to my link tree, you can check everything out. The Kindred Sisters page will be there. You can be updated with all of our charity events. You can then find Break the Hustle is on there too.
Wonderful.
My Instagram for the journals and all the podcast links as well is on the link tree.
Perfect. So she has plenty of ways for you to connect with her. So go find her and be completely motivated by all the things. So thank you so much, Kayla.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening.